So there's a big difference between acting classes and acting training. Now, acting classes, okay, they're cool, they give a bit of structure, they're interesting potentially. However, usually there's no real standard and people kind of come and go. Usually, I like it when they call them drop-in classes. Usually that means it's a drop-out class because within a week or two, people drop out or it's raining on a Tuesday night and so they don't turn up. However, when it comes to training, if you're training for something, including acting, it means that you're trying to achieve a particular standard and the standard is clear and there's consequences to not hitting that standard. So let me give you an example from another profession. If you were going to be training for the Olympics, you're an athlete, then you're not taking classes in your chosen sport. You are training for it. Every single day you're training for it. And if you do not hit the standard that you're looking for, there's consequences, right? You're not going to win the gold medal at the Olympics. And so that's the environment you want to be working in if you're really serious about becoming a top professional actor. Classes are not enough. They don't set that standard, that bar high enough for you to for your instrument, your mind and your body to develop to that high standard. So you need to be in training. It's essential. Athletes would never dream of just like, I'll just, do some classes here and there. But in training, it's all designed to challenge each and every part of the actor's instrument. So for example, there's voice classes, there's movement classes, there's acting classes, there's TV and film technique, there's theatre work, there's audition technique. There is all these different areas that need to be worked on, trained in order to adhere to that high standard. Now, some classes, they just do one thing. They'll do, acting. They might do some screen acting, or there'll be a class in voice. Which is separate. You go and do a separate voice class or whatever. But there's no coherent together training. And that is exactly what you need if you're going to, get to that top level, because it's the compounding effect of all the different disciplines coming together and that high standard being held within the organization, the studio, the class, the actual course that you're on, that will make sure that you hit that level. Because ultimately, for my students, eventually they go in front of the industry, in front of casting directors and agents. So there is consequences, right, for everyone involved, and that is good because when there's consequences, it focuses the mind. You are more focused, you're more alert, and you're more committed to the process than you would be if you can take it or leave it, if you can drop into the class or leave the class, and it affects everything, right? Because the standard of the people in a class is different from people who are in training. And you might find that actually you turn up for the class, sometimes people know their lines, sometimes they don't, sometimes they've done some work, sometimes they haven't. And so there's all this variability really affects the quality of what you're trying to create, which is a very high standard within your acting instrument, which is your mind and your body. So it's something to think about. Now, if you are really serious about training to become an actor, I've got something very interesting coming up. It's a free live event, and I'll be spending a good number of hours, I think it's about 3 hours, 3.5 hours, going through in detail what you have to do to go from where you currently are, say, stuck in a 9-to-5 job, to becoming a professional actor, giving you that roadmap and what you have to do. So it's completely free, so come along, and I look forward to seeing you there.